Menstruating on a full moon, also known as the red moon cycle. This is the second most popular cycle and is often held by those who help others. Remember, there is no right or wrong cycle. Your body will naturally be syncing with the cycle you're having due to where you are in your life at the present moment. Many factors can also affect our cycles, such as modern technology, lack of natural sunlight, artificial lighting, contraception, and medications, for example. I have spoke more about this in my previous videos, so please watch those for more insight. This video will be helpful for all menstrual cycles, as when we bleed, it is also known as the winter cycle, regardless of what moon cycle we bleed on. When we hear the term winter cycle, winter is all about being warm, resting, spending more time inside, and that is kind of how it relates to your menstrual cycle, because you feel tireder, you want to rest more, you might not feel so sociable, and you want to spend a lot of time sleeping and indoors. So the focus of this video is all about health and nutrition. Now, just to put it out there as a bit of a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor and I'm just sharing advice and information. So please research yourself before using any additional supplements, and also trust your intuition of what you are drawn to. That is your body's way of telling you what you need. I like to empower people, and I like people to feel that they can make their own choices for themselves, and to learn to trust, like I've said, your own intuition, because that is what is going to guide you. Now, I will list as well in the description box some of the products that I use, and that's not to say that I think these are the best products or I think other people should get them just because I use them. It is literally just some that I'm able to afford and that I've looked into and that suit my needs at the current time. They suit my body and I've got along with them and they've benefited me. Obviously, I'm always learning and I'm always researching. That's one thing about me. I look into things so deep. I go a lot deeper than most people do with stuff. So yeah, I'm sure there'll be a point when I'm like, I look back and I'm like, I could probably find a better version of that now, or, I found something that is more, suits me better. But I will list them below because it might give you some inspiration on things to use. Now, at this phase of our cycle, both our estrogen and progesterone are at their lowest, causing us to feel tired, fatigued, moody, and uncomfortable. I know it's tough being a woman, but we tend to crave fatty foods such as chocolate and junk food, and working out is not exactly our idea of a good time, or at least not at the beginning of our cycle. Now, a healthy menstrual cycle ranges from 3 to 7 days, and while it technically marks the end of the last menstrual cycle, we consider the first day of menstruation day 1 of your around 28-day-ish menstrual cycle. 28 days, again, give or take, everyone's cycle will be slightly different, but that's around about the average length of a cycle. You might find it useful to start having a little diary, and when you start bleeding, that's your day 1 of your cycle, and then you can calculate the rest of your days through, and you can see at what point then and what moon cycle you're at. Now, when you are in your menstrual phase, it is important to be eating foods that are warming and easy to digest. You want foods that are nutrient dense and lots of healthy protein and fats to support your body and keep your cravings at bay. Prioritize magnesium, iron, omega-3 fatty acids, zinc, B vitamins, warm foods, hydration, and healthy fats. Food and supplements that are good for you during your menstrual cycle. One of the most popular ones that's actually really beneficial for you is magnesium. Then I would also recommend iron. Now, definitely make sure your iron levels are not low and you are getting enough iron in your diet. If you're not, then maybe consider a supplement. Omega-3s, zinc, B vitamins especially for women's energy. Vitamin D. Now, this is really important for people that especially are in the UK or other countries where in winter months we're not getting any sunlight, because normally when you get vitamin D, it is provided naturally through sunlight, or you can get small amounts of it through your diet as well, but during winter you probably wouldn't get enough through diet alone, so a really good supplement is what I would recommend. It's especially beneficial to your immune system as well. Keep yourself hydrated, drinking plenty of water, filtered where possible, or with the least kind of contaminants or chemicals. Another thing I like to do with water is I sometimes add like frozen fruit in, and then I keep it in the fridge and I drink it throughout the day. And you can even add like different herbs if you want, like some rosemary or some mint, and it's a really nice way to get some extra vitamins, and it also tastes nicer maybe for some people than just plain water. Another one of my little home remedies, which I'm a really big fan of, is also water but with a teaspoon or two of apple cider vinegar, because that will really help with bloating. It helps to reduce bloating, and apple cider vinegar actually has amazing health benefits as well. That's one to look up. Now, it's also important to be getting all the healthy fats you need. Soups and stews, as during your menstrual phase, your body will require warm, comforting food and lots of protein. Don't be hard on yourself, ladies, because remember, you are bleeding and you need to fuel your body correctly for this. So it is not the time to be trying to stick to some like really strict diet or limiting yourself of what your body needs. No, you have to love yourself correctly and nourish your body. Leafy greens are amazing, broccoli, kale. You need vegetables and fruit that have life force energy, as this will in turn help you feel more energized. So the more kind of raw, fresh, organic, if you can, things that you eat, especially fruit and veg, you are going to feel more energized for. And beetroots are also really good. Mushrooms, dark chocolate. Try and get that as pure as possible. So again, with like not so much of the added milk or soya in, try and get it around like the 80-90% or even 100%. You can often in certain places get the dark chocolate. Nuts and seeds. Flax seeds are actually really good for digestion too. Pumpkin seeds, berries, grapes. Even grape juice is really good for your blood, so that's a great one to have. Coconut water as well, especially for those that have heavy bleeding, as it helps to restore the electrolytes in your body. So that is amazing to be drinking, especially when you're bleeding. Watermelon, it's got a really high vitamin C content, but it's also a very hydrating fruit. And what we will find is that many symptoms that we experience before and during our periods are due to a deficiency in specific nutrients and minerals. So by getting the optimal amount of these nutrients and minerals, we can avoid and ease many of our period symptoms. Now, the two I'm going to share a little bit more insight in, because I think these are a bit rarer and a lot of us might not have heard of this before. So I mentioned magnesium earlier. So this can be used for PMS symptoms. Magnesium is a mineral that plays a part in over 300 enzymatic reactions inside the body. It is essential for the normal functioning of cells, the nervous system, muscles, bones, and the heart. Magnesium is an essential mineral for women because of its ability to relax muscles and reduce cramping, regulate mood swings, and it can decrease inflammation. Magnesium also lowers cortisol production, thereby helping to reduce anxiety symptoms and hormonal acne. A lot of research has been done on magnesium, and it has also found it to be a safe and inexpensive option for migraine prevention and a treatment for headaches. So when to take the supplement of magnesium for your period symptoms? This will vary person to person, but if you choose to use a magnesium supplement, it's important to take it daily. This is because magnesium needs to be absorbed by your body over time to be effective. I personally take my supplements at night just before bedtime because it also has a calming effect that helps you sleep, and I will usually begin taking it a week to a week and a half before I'm actually due my period. So me personally, I don't take it all throughout the month. I just take it that week, a week and a half before. Now, there is also zinc, as I mentioned, zinc for PMS symptoms. So In some studies, it has been shown that around 1 in 3 women are actually deficient in zinc, and it is more common in vegetarians and vegans because there's not so much zinc in the plant foods that they may have. In addition, zinc absorption can be impaired by alcohol, stomach medication, hypothyroidism, and hormonal birth control. Zinc is an important nutrient for women's health, and it is powerful treatment for acne and period symptoms. Zinc reduces inflammation to decrease period pain. It helps to regulate the menstrual cycle. It supports the thyroid and decreases cortisol and the stress response. It's also great for your immune system too. So, some people think, when is a good time to take the zinc? Again, maybe that week or two before that you are due on could be a good time to do it. Check with any kind of brand, or if you're having it as a supplement, check when to take it, because I think a lot of them you would have to have it with a meal because they might cause nausea if you take it on an empty stomach. And there is some research that a particular one, zinc citrate, I think it's called, that's more easily absorbed by your body, so some people prefer to have that one. Now, magnesium and zinc are essential nutrients that you need to break free of some of these PMS symptoms. While you can get these nutrients through food, supplements can help ensure that you are getting the optimal amount and reduce the risk of a deficiency. Of course, though, not all supplements for PMS are created equal. It's important to look for high quality products that have been tested to ensure quality and accuracy. So if you are concerned about your period symptoms, it is also important to speak with a healthcare provider if you feel drawn to do that. Another thing that people may find really helpful is actually looking into herbs, like herbal remedies, herbal teas, as they can be really soothing and helpful. That is definitely something I want to learn more about, is like reconnecting to, I don't know how to word this, but like maybe the more old school way, or the ancient traditional remedies that would have been around before all the new wave of technology and stuff, because you can't go wrong with natural herbs. But I haven't researched enough into them at this present moment to kind of confidently say which ones that, you know, could be really beneficial. But it's something that I'm going to look into, and I just thought I would mention because I know for a lot of others you might find that something helpful to try as well, if you prefer the more natural way of trying things. Now, if you know that around your cycle you're not going to have the energy to cook, make sure you sort some meal preps the week before. These can even be frozen and then taken out when needed. Or make sure you schedule your shopping delivery if you don't want to have to go to the shops or deal with people, because there is nothing worse when you're feeling bloated, backache, cramps, and having to go around the busy shops. If you're anything like me, I just cannot stand that. So preparation is key. The amount of cycles I've had before, and I've come on and I'm like, oh my god, no, I've got nothing in the fridge, what am I going to do? So be prepared. And you will also stay on track then with eating the right kind of foods. A great smoothie that I actually recommend, I know it's not like a hot thing or a warm thing, but it's so nutrient dense and tasty, and it really helps with sweet cravings. So one I put together is banana, avocado. Avocados, because they're a healthy fat, but they're also symbolic of the uterus as well. Berries or blueberries. I add almond milk because I don't personally have dairy, because I don't get along with it. And again, I try and get an almond milk that has filtered water, because I don't want the extra chemicals. Then I add flax seeds, a cacao powder, which is actually really dense in nutrients too, especially iron and magnesium. And then literally you can blend it together if you've got one of them smoothie blenders. And I find as well, the first day or two of our cycle, sometimes we don't always feel like eating that much. So something like that in the morning can be a great way to get the nutrients in. And then if you can't stomach it all, you can literally keep it in the fridge and have some of it later. And we will find as well that as our energy will be at its lowest, it's going to be important to rest when needed, and to only do very gentle exercise if you feel up to it. So maybe take a slow walk in nature and ground yourself. Gentle stretching, yoga, swimming if you feel more comfortable. and lots of meditation, as this will help you to relax. Make sure you have a hot water bottle to hand. And I also recommend wireless bras or the crop top kind of bras, because there is nothing worse than having that uncomfortable feeling of something digging in, especially when we feel so bloated and uncomfortable. If you can, even no bra wear possible, because you'll feel more comfortable for that. Loose clothes as well, as they're, again, when we're not feeling our best, we don't want stuff that's going to be tight or digging in or feeling uncomfortable. I know some people will even go up a size in their clothing at that time of the month, so if you have to go to work or go out, it might be worth just having something in the next size up so you don't feel so uncomfortable. And I do find, I don't know if anyone else finds this, but I find bloating is way more intense around the full moon cycle, and I believe this is due to things that are coming up for releasing. So whether that be physical, emotional, mental pain, especially, and trauma or pain in our womb area. So it is really important to focus on what you want to release and that is no longer serving you, as the full moon is the perfect time to do that. I also want to tell you about essential oils, because again, those of us that want to try something more natural, and again, there's no right or wrong. If you are drawn to taking pain relief, that's fine. Me personally, I don't take any pain relief, so I try where I can to find like natural remedies instead. So I find essential oils really helpful during this time. Some of my favourites are rose, lavender, chamomile and jasmine. You can apply a few drops of them into your bath, or you can apply them with a carrier oil to your skin. So something even like coconut oil, I'm sure loads of you probably have that in the kitchen anyway. So apply it around your stomach and your back, and you can gently massage it in, and that will help with the pains. Even as well, if you have the little humidifiers, I know some of you have them for the home where you put the water in, you can actually add a few drops of essential oils into them as well. So then you're inhaling it, which is a really nice way to do that. And place it in a room where you know that you're going to meditate or you're going to sleep. Now, I just want to thank you all for watching, and I hope this has been helpful. Now, please feel free to share any other advice or tips that you might find helpful in the comments, as sharing can be a really good way that we can learn from one another. And if you want to watch any more of my videos like this, then please subscribe and you will be notified when new ones are released. My next video will be on menstruation self-care. Thank you for watching.